I've decided to grace you with my presence again. I'm back.
I can afford anything I want. I am the queen of queens.
I don't think a poor man would know what to do with a woman like me.
The energy is good.
We can build a new friendship.
But if you look for my trouble, please don't look for me because...
Welcome to Reality Check with Adeze. Here we discuss reality shows, movies, trending topics, and topics that I find fascinating. And today we are going to be discussing the Real Housewives of Lagos season 3. I'm so excited. I can't wait for this season to air, and I can't wait to come and discuss it with you guys because I love the Real Housewives franchise, and I'm also excited for the people we are going to have on this season. Okay, the cast of season 3 is quite promising and I can't wait. But first, we are going to be talking about previous seasons. I'm just going to give you guys my general thoughts on the previous seasons before I get into the cast of this season and tell you guys my expectations of this season. Okay, I want to hear yours as well in the comment section. Just put down your expectations. What do you think about the cast? What do you think about previous seasons? And what do you expect to see in this season? This season is going to be airing on Monday, the 13th of January, and it's going to be showing every Monday, okay, for however weeks it's going to last. I think it usually lasts around 10 to 11 weeks. So you guys, we are in for a ride. But yeah, if you do not know what the Real Housewives franchise is about, the Real Housewives franchise is a reality show where they bring together, you know, women from the upper echelon of the society, the creme de la creme of the society, okay? Usually women, older women who are either married, looking to be married, or are baby mamas, okay? That's usually what the cast is made up of, and they are usually socialites. And the cast of each franchise are usually women who live in a particular city. So they have the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they have the Real Housewives of Lagos, they have the Real Housewives of Abuja, they have the Real Housewives of different cities, even Durban in South Africa, right? I'm usually a little bit disappointed with how these women are portrayed on the franchises in Nigeria, okay? The Real Housewives is usually known for glitz, glamour, wealth, like opulence, like really huge displays of wealth. But when it comes to the ones I have seen in Nigeria, I don't know, I usually find it hard to believe that these women are as rich as they try to portray themselves to be. However, they are not poor. I'm not saying these are poor women or these are just average women, but I feel like my expectations of what the Real Housewives are supposed to be like, the ones in Nigeria, kind of fall short for me. But again, if I think about it, the real rich people, the real wealthy, like really rich people would not want to come on a reality show like this. However, the ones on the show usually like try to meet up, okay? They try to give us what we want, even though if you have special eyes, if you know, you know. So now let's talk about the previous seasons, okay? The previous seasons were very interesting to me. I loved watching them, but I preferred season 1 to season 2, okay? Season 1, I was just getting to know these women, you know, I was just getting to see behind the scenes of some of these women's lives because I knew some of them from social media, but I didn't really know that much about them. But seeing them on the show, I was able to get to know them a little bit deeper, okay? A little bit deeper because, to be honest, I feel like they don't show as much as I would love them to show, but I'll get into that in my expectations, right? But yeah, we got to know some of these women a little bit more beyond what we used to see on social media. And let me tell you something, okay? I feel like some of them were quite disappointing, while some of them were, you know, it was quite enlightening seeing what they are like behind the scenes in quotes, okay? Because as much as we say it's behind the scenes, that's not really behind the scenes, okay? That's a scene on its own. What we think is behind the scenes is actually a scene on its own. But yeah, I love the first season. I didn't like some of the controversies on the first season. Let's talk about the controversies, okay, before we move on. Now, the major fallout we had from the first season was between Chioma and Caroline, who were actually best friends on the show. Now, they had other fights with other people. I mean, like, there were other fights other places. People like Laura, people like Iyabo, people like Toyin and Miriam, they had their own falling out. But I think the one that disappointed me the most was between Chioma and Caroline, okay? And that's because I didn't like the fact that Chioma basically threw Caroline under the bus because she was just crawling up Iyabo's a-hole. I feel like Chioma was trying so hard to suck up to Iyabo, trying so hard to be like to be liked by Iyabo, that she threw her friend Caroline under the bus. Okay, that's just my opinion, and I didn't like the way that went down, because again, you don't have to be friends with everybody. They did not have to be friends forever. But if they had fallen out because of something that transpired between the both of them, I would have been, you know, more okay with it. But you falling out with your friend because of what happened between your friend and another person, that was a bit disappointing. And again, I keep asking, what was so bad that Caroline did to Iyabo that warranted the gang up? Because there was a gang up against Caroline at the end of the show. She became like the villain of the show, like everybody was ganging up against her, and because of that, Caroline did not come back for the next season. That's the season 2, and you know, it was quite disappointing that she didn't come back. We heard so many rumors about why she didn't come back. People said, oh, she was rude to the organizers, she did this, she did that. She said she didn't want to come back, you know, but people were saying no, they're the ones that kicked her out. And I'm now wondering, if she was kicked out, then why is she back now? Because it's the same producers, it's the same everything. So someone's story is not adding up. But aside that, let's talk about the cast individually of the first and second season. So the first season, we had Toyin of Tiana's Empire. I actually liked her because of how much she showed of her business. Okay, she showed so much of her business. She showed her business side. She looked for any opportunity to choke her business in, which I absolutely loved, because at some point I was asking myself, don't you guys have work? What do you guys do for a living? Like, we don't really know what you guys are doing, except, you know, when you gather together and just have fun or have your fights. We didn't really see much of what they did behind the scenes. So I liked the fact that Toyin brought that to the show. However, I did not like Toyin's crassness. To a large extent, she was very crass. Yes, it makes for good TV sometimes, but you know, you guys are supposed to be like the creme de la creme of the society. You're supposed to be like these posh, high-class women, and then any small thing, you're looking for how to throw hands. Like, I didn't like that part at all. I didn't like the fact that, whether we agree or not, Toyin was being a very bad friend. Okay, she was a very shady friend, both to Laura and especially to Mariam. Okay, Mariam, who is supposedly her childhood friend, she was being very shady to them. She's a fun person, she has a fun personality, so she's someone that I feel is very good in small doses. So she's someone that I feel like is better off as a what's up friend, vibey friend, but when you want to get deep and serious, you move away. Okay, but yeah, like I said, I love the fact that she's a businesswoman to her core, and she never missed an opportunity to talk about her business and to showcase what she does for a living, which is fashion basically. Now to the real fashion girl, Chioma, on the show. So when Chioma first came on, I loved Chioma, okay? I love the way she carries herself. I love the way she speaks. I love the way she dresses when she's not covered, you know, head to toe in designers, okay? Because sometimes she goes too far with her designers. Like, she can just be wearing Fendi here, like all those designers that have very, very loud logos. She can be dressed in designers from head to toe, which I personally do not like, okay? So aside those times when she's like that, I actually like the way she dresses. She is the CEO of Good Hair. They call her Chioma Good Hair. So she sells like hair extensions. I don't know if she has a fashion brand, but I know that she does closet sales from time to time where she sells off some of her clothes. That's basically what I know that she does. Oh, she also has a restaurant, okay? We got to see that restaurant in the first season. I feel like after Tiana, that's after Toyin, Chioma is the next person who actually puts her business out there, like in terms of what she does for a living and also her NGO. So I love that about her. I also love the fact that even though she speaks like a British girl, like she has a real British accent, I like the fact that she didn't allow herself be belittled or be bullied on the show because of her accent or because she's not a proper Niger girl or she didn't grow up in Nigeria, because you know how Nigerians can be very ruthless when it comes to people who grew up abroad. They either worship you or they treat you like trash, or they feel like you don't have sense, or they make you feel like you don't know anything because you did not grow up in Nigeria. But I like the fact that, you know, Chioma did not allow that to happen on the show. She stood her ground. She knows how to argue. She's actually a lawyer. She doesn't back down and she doesn't allow people bully her. So I love that about her. Again, until she crawled up Iyabo's a-hole. Until she started sucking up to Iyabo like so badly, I actually liked her a lot. But when she started doing that, I just, you know, didn't like her. Her character even changed. In fact, it seemed to me like the more she associated herself with Iyabo, the more she became Raz. She became a fighter, also looking for how to throw hands. I was like, really? Because to be honest, again, I'm going to say it, I do not like people who cannot fight with their words or cannot just make their points clearly. You know, they can't state their points clearly. They always want to fight or throw hands or push things around or break things. I don't like it. I see it as a complete lack of self-control. I see it as you are just a dumb person. So when she started showing those attributes, I just got turned off by her. Now let's talk about Iyabo. Iyabo is an actress and she is dating Polo, who is, I don't know who he is, but I know he's a somebody. Okay, yeah, and she has a daughter, Prissy. Okay, so I feel like what I like the most about Iyabo is her daughter, to be honest. I know it doesn't really have much to do with her, even though yes, she raised the girl, right? So I mean, it means that she has done something right in her life. I like her daughter and the way she relates with her daughter. She had her daughter early, so her daughter is, you know, grown, and I like when they relate together. I think that's the only part I like about her. Every other thing was a no for me. She's also very crass. She's also a kind of person that cannot just speak in complete English. She must add Yoruba. That's one thing Toyin did a lot that I didn't like. Like, you can't just talk in English, you must add Yoruba there, as if all of us are Yoruba. And you know, any small thing, you are insulting people, you are calling them names, you are looking for how to throw hands. To me, she didn't really add much to the show. She was just an instigator, and in the first season she was almost like, why are you here? You know, we didn't really see much that she was adding to the show in the first season. So I feel like she tried to make up for that in the second season, and then she did too much. Now the next person, Laura Ikeji. Laura is also into fashion and lifestyle and makeup. She has her own makeup brand now, and she had a fashion store for a very long time in Lagos. I think she still has that store. So she used to be on IG dancing, smiling, being very bubbly, being very happy, very jovial, showing off her sisters, not Sandra. I know she has a sister called Sandra. Linda. Okay, so Linda Ikeji, the popular Linda Ikeji, who is a blogger, is Laura Ikeji's sister. Okay, so Laura on social media was very bubbly, very happy, very jovial. Then she came on the show and was like a wet rag. Okay, she was like a Debbie Downer. Her personality was just so annoying. She was kind of person that would come into a place and just suck out all the air from the place, like a dementor. Like, she was just like opposite of what she showed of herself on social media, and everybody was wondering what's happening, when did this one start, like what's wrong with her. She was very annoying on season 1. Okay, I don't care what anybody has to say. Yes, in season 2 she redeemed herself, but season 1 Laura was a problem. Okay, Laura was actually very annoying. Okay, now I'm saying all of this because at some point Laura and some people, her supporters, were trying to make it look as if, oh, Laura was right all along. Oh, finally we can now see Laura's side of the story. Oh, finally we can. No, I'm sorry, no, I don't see it. Laura was not redeemed. No matter what happened in season 2 or happened at the end of season 1 with Caroline and all of that, it doesn't make what Laura did right. Okay, because I remember what she did on that show, and she was a complete Debbie Downer. She was actually like a wet rag. She was always dampening the spirit of people on the show. She was always acting up, always, you know, calling undue attention to herself and acting like, you know, at some point she tried to even fight Caroline, forgetting that Caroline too, that one is just Oyibo, but in spirits, a Nigerian girl. But yeah, in season 2, she redeemed herself. She was more jovial, more friendly, more happy. She was on the good side in season 2, and her personality that we loved and have always known on social media, she showed more of it on the show, okay, on season 2. And then also she showed her family, her husband, her kids, and how she relates with them, which was actually very good. Okay, now the next person is Caroline. So Caroline, married to a billionaire. In case you did not know, she will remind you like 100 times that she was married to a billionaire.
I'm controversial because I got married to a billionaire. I think some poor people can stand there.
She is into real estate, and she's also an actress, and she got a divorce from her husband. Her husband is actually like one of those real billionaires. His name is Danjuma. I've forgotten his first name, but he's one of those real billionaires in Nigeria, right? So I also love the way she dresses as well. I think when it comes to how they dress on the show, I loved the way she dresses the most. Okay, like I love her outfits the most out of all the ladies. Her and Chioma, although Chioma had some misses for me, but her and Chioma, I love the way they dress on the show. Caroline to me seems more like somebody who is more laid back, more like a more laid-back personality who can also bring the drama. I loved her personality on the show in season 1. Too bad she didn't return for season 2, but I loved her personality in season 1, even though she had her downsides. But for the most part, compared to the other ladies, I can make excuses for her, but compared to the other ladies, no, she was actually good. Now the next person is Miriam. So Miriam is the one that I understand what she does the least. Okay, they say she's into PR or she has a PR firm. I really don't know what she does. I feel like she's kind of person that if you were very close friends with her, she will be overwhelming. Okay, I feel from what I saw on the show, she's kind of person that feels like she'll be overwhelming. She does too much. In season 1, she did too much. In season 2, she did too much. Okay, she does as if she's auditioning for another show like Love and Hip Hop or something. Like, auntie, calm down, okay? Calm down. Again, I will still defend her against Tiana. I feel like Tiana was being a very bad, shitty friend to Miriam, okay? Like, nobody can convince me otherwise from what we saw on the show, so I felt bad for Miriam in that aspect. But again, she was doing too much. She was also trying to be very, be among the it girls, in quotes, like trying to have her own clique and be among people that have clique. It was just weird. But for her personal life, she is married to a white man and she has a daughter. But yeah, she seems like a fun person. And in season 2, we had Faith Mowry. Faith Mowry is also into fashion, and she lives used to live in the US. She has a son. She was married as well to a white man, but she's divorced from him and she has a son. She's the Amazon 6 foot Amazon goddess. She's very pretty, very plastic as well. Okay, let's not even deny that one. She's very plastic. Even the way she behaves, she's kind of, I don't know. I feel like I like her, to be honest. I like her personality. I like her, but I feel like she's not being completely real or completely herself. She comes off as too performative, and sometimes it takes away from the joy of watching her when she's too performative. And it made her, I feel like because she's very conscious of her self-image, it made her take a lot of bullshit on that show, and it made her not express herself well when she should have. She's kind of person that instead of her to just talk and blow up and talk about things the way they are, she'll be like, what, it's okay, let's just leave out, let's just forget about it, or what, I'm not going to bring myself to your level, I'm not going to engage. But sister, you are on a reality show, you need to engage. Okay, I'm not even the kind of person that will say, oh, you must fight and all of that, but you need to engage. What are we watching if you're just going to be here doing like a posh and poised? Okay, I'm not saying you should not be posh and poised, but you should know when to leave your posh and poise at one side and bring out that Ikwere Diobu girl. Okay, because she grew up in Port Harcourt. She's from Ikwere and she lived in Diobu, which is a very, very, very hot place in Port Harcourt. So on the show, she tried not to bring that side out, but I know that if she had brought that side out, people like Iyabo will not even have mouths to talk. Okay, but yeah, she's not back for season 3 because of how season 2 went. She was the one they ganged up on in season 2. I guess that's why she's not coming back in season 3. I'm not sure, but yeah, she's not coming back in season 3. Okay, now we also had Tanya or Motayo and Dr. Romel. I'm just going to add the two of them together because to me, they were a very, very unnecessary bunch on that show. Funny enough, Dr. Romel even added more to the show than Tanya. Tanya was just there laughing and kicking behind other people. Okay, just I don't know. She was just anyway. So I don't really have much to talk about Tanya. When it comes to Dr. Rommel, I don't know why he was there on that show. He brought drama, but he brought drama in a very diabolical way, which is not interesting to me. Okay, I'm kind of person that I love drama. I love, you know, watching people behave the way they behave. I love analyzing human behavior. Okay, but when you are just too diabolical in the way you behave, it's just, to me, it's a no. It's not entertaining. It's not interesting. It just becomes something else. So I feel like that's what Dr. Rommel was. He was just like a weasel on the show. I just did not like him, and I'm so glad and thankful that both him and Tanya are also not coming back in season 3. Okay, so Iyabo is not coming back in season 3. Toyin is not coming back in season 3. I wonder why. Chioma is also not coming back in season 3. I don't know if it is because of how season 2 went, because Iyabo and Chioma did not show up for the reunion. Toyin did not also show up for the reunion, but it was because she had a health emergency. Tanya did not show up for the reunion because Tanya was pregnant or something. I'm not sure, but all I know is that, yeah, I'm not missing any of them on the show. The fact that they're not coming back, I really don't care. I don't even want them to come back, okay? Because of what I want to see in the show this season, okay? Now let's go to the cast that are joining this season. So first on the list is Sophia Momodu. Oh my goodness. Davido's baby mama. That's what she's known for, okay? Like, that's what she's really known for, okay? I know she has her business. She's into fashion as well. She has a fashion brand or whatever. But we know her as Davido's baby mama. He's first and the most dramatic of them all, because they're always having one drama or the other playing out on social media, okay? So she's going to be joining the show, and I'm really excited. I want to know more about her, like who she is, and see what she has to offer on the show, and basically get to know her, okay? Because I know her from social media. Everything I know about her was forced down my throat. It wasn't by my own volition. It was without my permission, okay? To be honest, it has been without my consent that I know so much about her, because to be honest, I'm not following her. I don't really follow Davido either. I don't really care about them, but every time I'm seeing Sophia Momodu, this one, Davido, and all the time. So I want to now get to know her on the show. Let's see what she brings to the show.
What should the audience expect from me this season? Duh, life. I bring life. I wasn't expecting the call, but I was excited after the call because I then realized, you know, what I was being invited to join, and I'm really excited and I'm loving the experience so far, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I feel like maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. I hope we will be pleasantly surprised with her personality on the show. I hope that we are all wrong about what we think about her, or what some of us think about her, because I know some people like her. Me, I don't really like her or hate her or anything. I just feel like sometimes she does too much, and some things they say she did, it just sounds weird to me. Okay, so I would love to get to know her on the show, but I feel like I will be pleasantly surprised with what she shows on the show. She's very close friends with Tiwa Savage. I don't know if Tiwa Savage is going to show up at any point, but yeah, like, I'd really love to know Sophia Momodu. I'm sure we're going to be seeing Imade, her daughter, Davido's daughter. I'm sure we're going to be seeing her at some point on the show. Imade seems to be very intelligent, very smart, very articulate. So I would love to see Imade on the show. Now, the next person is Dabota Lawson, okay? The owner of Dabota Cosmetics. Now, Dabota Lawson was also married to a billionaire, okay? That's what I know her for. She was a beauty queen and she was married to a billionaire. Even though I feel like there's going to be the battle of the ex-billionaires, okay? Whose billionaire is richer? whose ex-husband is richer? She seems like, from what I see of her on social media, she seems like somebody who is very poised as well, very prim and proper, you know, has a good image, in quotes. If you are being known for a young girl who married an old billionaire, you know, as good as her image can be, she has a good image.
In one word, what you should expect of me this season, is spontaneity. The first time I got a call to be on the Real Housewives of Lagos, I was a bit apprehensive because I wasn't too sure how I was going to portray myself on TV. I've never done this before. I was a bit worried as to what I would bring to the table and what the outcome of everything would be like.
Now, the last but not the least addition to the show is Diiadem, Adiola Adeyemi. So I know her on Instagram, but I don't really know much about her. I just know that she wears nice outfits. She has a nice body, okay, and she wears nice outfits. That's what I know about her. But apparently she's into fashion as well, and she is the owner of Beauty by AD, so she has her own beauty brand. So I feel like there are 3 people on this show now that have their own beauty brands: Diadem, Dabota, and Laura. So let's see how that plays out on the show. Yeah, so she has her own fashion brand, she has her makeup brand, she's also a baby mama, I'm not sure, but yeah, I would love to see her personality on the show. Out of the new additions to the show, I feel like she's the one that's going to give us more drama. I'm not sure, between her and Sophia that I am thinking. Anyway, I feel like she's going to give us more drama than the rest, but let's see. I am hoping to be pleasantly surprised, okay?
What the fans should expect from me this season in one word is realness. I'm bringing all the realness, all the juice, all the basketballs. Not so much basketballs, but you know what I mean, right? So when I got the call to be a wife on Real Housewives of Lagos, first thing that came to my mind was, okay, this is the time to put my brand on the map. Okay, I must seize every opportunity I get. And you know what? I just, I took the opportunity and I'm glad I did.
Now, about my expectations for season 3. Thankfully, the Agberos have been removed from the show, and by Agberos I mean Toyin, Iyabo, and Chioma. Yes, Chioma was an Agbero. Okay, she became an Agbero at some point. The last Agbero would have been Miriam, but she's still there, so okay. Yeah, I'm happy that they're not coming back because I don't want the show to go the way the previous 2 seasons went. This time, I want this show to show us these women in their elements, okay, making money, doing business, collaborating, coming up with ideas, doing projects, funding projects, coming together to do something for the society, to give back. That is what I want to see in this season. I do not want so much rivalry, okay? Rivalry, fights, basketballs, and all of that, they make good reality TV. However, because this is a gathering of women, I want us to move away from that stereotype of women are just emotional and crazy, okay, and hysterical. I want us to move away from that, or women don't like each other, women don't cooperate, women are this, women are that. I don't want us to keep perpetuating those stereotypes. I want us to show that women can actually, grown women, by the way, okay, I need to remind them that they are grown women. I want us to show that grown women who have money or who have, a standing in society can actually come together, collaborate, and do great things for the society. Yes, they might have issues here and there, which is normal with every gathering of people, both male and female, but they shouldn't make their issues the main thing on the show. I want them to come together, have fun together, have their little squabbles here and there, but still come together, apologize where needed. And also, I want them to talk about personal things that will enlighten. I don't know why I'm just doing like this because of my top. I want them to talk about personal things that will enlighten us on some personal topics, okay? So in the last season, Miriam tried to do a little bit of that, talking about surrogacy and IVF and things like that. I love topics like that, and I want these women to cover topics like that. Even if it is not about IVF or whatever, reproductive health in general, mental health in general, women's health in general, women's well-being, societal well-being, not just women now, societal well-being, parenting, raising kids, topics like that actually interest us, but we sometimes tend to forget because we're looking for basketballs and drama. I want them to cover more of those topics in this season. I also want them to show us more glitz and glam, okay? Show us private jets, show us Rolls Royce, show us Ferraris, show us, yachts and trips abroad. I want to see glitz and glam. I want to see the diamonds. I want to see the gold. I want to see the jewelry. I want to see Caroline crying because, she lost her jewelry. No, she should not lose her jewelry this time, but you know, I want to see that glitz and glam. At some point I was like, you guys are beginning to be normal. Oh, I'm not here to come and see normal people. That's the truth. I'm not watching the Real Housewives to see normal people. The way the name even sounds, the Real Housewives, you know, you would think it's the Real Housewives of rich men that just, that's the way I thought the show was supposed to be, you know, wives of rich men that are just living life and just, you know, looking for how to spend their husband's money or even spend their own money, but spend it, you know, on worthy causes. That's another thing I want to see. Okay, worthy causes, like, oh, we are trying to build this school or fund this project or fund this orphanage or float this or start this, you know, something. Also on the collaboration side, a lot of them there are doing similar things. I think the only person who stands out when it comes to what they do for a living is Caroline, because she's an actress and also into real estate. The rest are into fashion and makeup, beauty. Miriam as well is into something different, but again, I'm not even sure what she's into, so I'm not even going to categorize her in any category. But yeah, I want those ones who are into similar things to come together, collaborate, you know. I don't know, I just wish to see that on the show. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys expect for the show this time. Is there any cast that didn't return that you wished had returned, or are you like me and you're like, good riddance to bad rubbish? Okay, I'm happy they didn't come back. They should collect Miriam on their way out. They should have taken Miriam with them. Do you feel that way? And if there's anybody you would love to see on the show, like moving forward, like a new cast that hasn't been on the show before, someone you feel like would be a good addition. For me, I feel like Yobo's wife, Adeze Yobo, would be a good addition. However, I understand if she doesn't come on the show because the show can quickly get toxic, and I see her as somebody who is trying to stay away from the drama. Caroline, save your drama. I feel like she's kind of person that's trying to stay away from the drama, but if she could come on the show, I would love to see more about her. Even Kano's wife, okay, Nnamdi Kanu, not Nnamdi Kanu, oh my goodness, not Nnamdi Kanu, Kanu Nwankwo, okay, Kanu Nwankwo's wife, but I don't know if she will come on the show knowing that her sister-in-law Laura, because Kanu Nwankwo, Laura is married to Kanu Nwankwo's brother, so I don't know if Kanu Nwankwo's Amara will want to be on the show. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you all in my next video, which is hopefully a breakdown of the first episode. So yeah, bye guys.